Hey everybody, it's Susan, Butler Family Farm, and today is Tuesday. You'll probably see this video in about 5 days down the road, which could be raining, but this is a gorgeous day after we had the storm come through last night, which I think we got a total of maybe 2 inches. I'll say 1.5 inches. I'll be conservative. One of the things I wanted to do that I need to do is get a couple more IBC totes in the garden, and I have these two that are from last year. Well, there was two. The one right here, I'll show you in just a moment. This one probably will get used too, but these are the ones that I want to put the straw bales in. As I saw at 10 Killer last year at a produce stand, and I've talked about it on another gardening video. So I've done most of the stuff now, so kind of like backtracking, but there was a tote here and I took it because it already had the bottom. You can see this would be the top, and what I'm going to have to do is go to our recycle center and get about 10 pallets, and then we'll set this on the pallet so it has a better foundation. But this one already had was the bottom of the IBC tote, so that's what I took. And then I rolled it out a ways, and as I was rolling it, I was thinking, how am I going to get these bales in here? Because Jerry was busy this morning. He had a lot of editing, filming work to do. And so I rolled it out here, and I thought, well, I'll just use the mule, which I had parked down there on the other side of that tank, and I was going to put the bales in there, but I'll show you what the bales look like that I'm using. Here, the mule was down here by my old, by my meat chicken tractor that I used for my last batch of layers that I picked up. And because it was windy at that time, I think it was February that I got them. To be honest, I'm sorry, I don't remember. But I had 2 more bales of straw stacked here because the one was coming from the north and the west. The IBC tote is a hut, and it was turned down to where they could get inside of it. So these bales, as far as I'm concerned, are conditioned. And if you know anything about straw bale gardening, there's a process. And I've got one of the original books on it, and it's a 12-day process. And then what it is it's water, but then you also put some fertilizer deals that kind of break the straw down so you can plant your starts inside. You can plant seeds, but that's another story. So I knew these bales out here were heavy because they're wet, and so I was thinking, how am I going to do this? So I decided to drag the IBC raised bed down here, park it as close to this area as I could, and I rolled them into the IBC tote. So there's 2 of them that I put in the IBC tote. And then I took the mule, and you can see my trail here, up here, and turned around, and then I had enough room that I could go past it, and then I backed up to the IBC tote on the north side right here, got my chain work done on it, and then I drug it out back the way we came in, and I'll show you where we're at now. It's close to the opening of the garden that we still have, and unhooked the IBC tote from there, and then I tipped over the IBC tote so that the bales could roll out. Now I already had the bricks in here set up. I kind of measured the same as, same width and distance, and my walkway here in between all of them, and I still have this walkway here. And look, I've got 1 zucchini here, and I think I'm going to plant one of the FFA zucchinis in here. Nosy zucchini's coming up here, so I might plant the rest of them in here because I bought a 4-pack. And then I'll have to think about if they had squash. I thought they had crookneck squash, but that's one butternut squash coming up right there. So I'm going to add a little bit more plants to these containers to make them worthwhile. But anyway, I think I have enough walking room set up the way we did over there. A little grass cleanup because I drug it. I just going to throw this in there. have a formula for 5 gallons of vinegar, X amount of baking soda, I think it is, and X amount of Dawn soap. Mix it all together. You can spray it out on your weeds, and it's a natural weed killer. Look at the onions. I bought onion starts from MFA that were like, well, they've been there for a while, and I can see about almost 90% of them are coming up. Even these guys here. This is just really awesome. This is going to be a great onion crop. I'm going to plant cabbage in here today by seed because I want cabbage for myself, but I also want cabbage for the chickens. They actually like cabbage. So anywho, that's where we're at right now. Jerry's just about done with what he had to do with his video project. I don't know if we can knock that corner out or not, but those 2 bales, and you can see grass is growing from it. It's they're from a wheat field. They're wheat straw, and I just have to make sure that we get the right end up, which is not this side. So I'll roll it back so it'll be easier to get the side. This was in the, this is on top of the one that was out there already, but you can see this is where it was cut, and this is the side that when you're doing wheat bales and getting them ready, you're doing the process, you have to have this side up because that's where the water goes down and goes in and breaks up. And it's really cool to have stuff growing in it. So that's where we're at. As soon as Jerry's out here to help me lift these in, then we'll show you what I'm gonna plant. My idea is to plant peppers, and I think I can plant. I'll have to look and see how many I can put. I think I can put 4 to 6, but I think I'll just do 4 because they're in a 4-pack. So we'll see. That's why I think we're gonna we'll have another one out here, but I just have to get a pallet, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, this is the bottom of the IBC tote, and it's already got this metal frame, but this was the top of an IBC tote, so we set it on a pallet so that it would, give us the same height up off the bricks as the ones that have the bottoms on it. So I need to get, if we could replace this one, we would, but it's in the back, so we'll just deal with it the way that it is. This one's sitting pretty, and I've got 3 more here that I can put in as far as raised beds, and it's right now 2 o'clock, 2:30. So if I have something that can be partial sun, partial shade, I give it 2 more totes out here. So anywho, just waiting on Jerry to come out and help me get these bales in, and then I'll probably plant tomorrow, and we'll finish this video up then. Here is our IBC tote loaded up with the square bales I used around the meat chickens in the when I got them. It was windy and rain and all that kind of stuff. No snow. But here is 1 bale, and here is a 2nd bale, and these are actually long bales. So a 3rd bale we took in pieces, and set it in pieces, and we set it this way. So there's 1, 2, 3. I didn't really plant anything right in here, but I got close to. So this is my pepper garden, I guess you'd call it. And I've got California eggplants of California Wonder right here. I've got Marcona Red. I've got 4 of those. These are my jalapenos right here. I've got sweet banana peppers right here. And this is California Wonders, and this is California Wonders. So there's 8 of those. These are 8 Anaheim, and I'm really impressed with them. we had an unexpected hailstorm that came through last night, and I ran out here this morning, and this is the only breakage I had, and they look pretty good. I got 2 sets of Anaheim. They're really good for salsa, but they're not puny plants, but they kind of are puny plants. And I'm sure you can use some of these others in salsa too. I'm not sure, but this is what I found when I did the internet. And the thing about the straw bales that when you do them, you have to make sure that you have the cut side up, like straws, because that's where the water goes in. And when you plant, after the process of it's not fertilizing, but you get the bales ready. It's a 12-day process of water and two different types of material that you put on there to have it decompose inside and kind of like like compost inside. But you separate. You don't have to dig. You separate the flakes or the whatever, and you put your starts in here, and then you squeeze up around them, and that should help them take off. Now, I do have to water more frequently. Well, I have to water more frequently anyway because, you know, the raised beds, and that's what you have to do. But anyway, so we'll see how this goes. Fingers crossed. I've got to get my tomatoes in tomorrow. I'm going to work on that. And the only other thing I think I need to plant is some green beans, and I have to find my seeds for that and check on that. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll try and put a link in the description of Straw Bale Gardening, the book that I got originally that I use as my Bible. And until the next video, hope you all have a great day.